Dear children, we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter number 7, respiration in plants. Okay, respiration in plants. So, respiration means it's not that it is different from the respiration in animals, but respiration means the same everywhere. Okay, means in every case, whether it is a plant or animal, respiration means the same. Okay, so respiration, what is respiration then? So respiration is a process by which the oxygen is taken in and oxidizes the food to release energy. To release what? Energy. So along with the release of energy, there are some other products also which are produced. They are carbon dioxide and water. So as a whole, if I have to sum up the definition of respiration, so it is a process by which uh, living organisms, not only plants and animals but living organisms, take in the air. So air means oxygen here in this particular case, because once we take the air in, so only the oxygen will be picked up by the blood. Okay, so that oxygen will be going into the cell where it will oxidize the food to release energy. So as I've told you, along with the energy, there are carbon dioxide and your water also produced. This is a respiration. Okay, so uh, here in this particular chapter, we talk about respiration in plants. So the equation of respiration, so we'll start with the equation of respiration. Okay, that is C6H12O6 plus 6 molecules of oxygen, then enzyme, then 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water plus energy. Plus what? Energy. So this is the chemical equation of respiration. Okay, so what happens here is that this is glucose. Okay, C6H12O6, glucose molecule. Okay, 1 mole of glucose will be oxidized by 6 molecules of oxygen in presence of enzyme to produce 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water and energy. Okay, this is the overall equation of respiration. Okay, so looking at this equation, what we understand is that this process, respiration, doesn't get completed in a single step. Okay, it has the many steps, it has a series of steps. Okay, so first what happens here is that, see, first your glucose will be oxidized to produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. All right, and this conversion, okay, this conversion of this into this, as I've shown here, okay, will be mainly taking place in 2 steps. They are uh, glycolysis. They are glycolysis, which takes place in cytoplasm. Okay, which takes place in cytoplasm. So in this step, what happens is that this glucose will be converted into pyruvate. Okay, that is the first step. Then second step is your Krebs cycle. So this Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondria. Okay, so in this step, what happens? Let's see. This pyruvate will be converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy. What? Energy. So energy means here ATP, energy. So in the second step called Krebs cycle, which takes place in mitochondria, this pyruvate will be converted into carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Energy in the form of ATP. So ATP plus some amount of heat is also produced, but ATP is also there, which is the energy-rich compound. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. So this is how that your respiration will be completed. Okay, this is how you find the conversion of this what you call that your glucose into these products. So this is how your your respiration takes place. Okay, now what happens is that, see, here is enzyme also. Every step here, okay, requires a particular type of enzyme. Okay, particular type of enzyme. Without enzyme, this process will not be completed. Okay, so it requires the specific enzyme there in every step as given here, that is glycolysis and Krebs cycle. And third point that you have to understand is that energy produced is in the form of heat and ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, adenosine triphosphate. So when the organisms, okay, or the cell of the organisms, suppose have to use energy, so that energy, this ATP, will be converted in the form of ADP, adenosine diphosphate. Okay, so then this energy is used. That means energy required will be utilized in the form of ADP for carrying out, all the activities there in the cells or there in the body. And when there is excess ADP, then this ADP will be reconverted back to ATP and is stored there in the different parts of the body. So this is how the this you find the information about respiration from this equation. Okay, the other thing that you have to understand is that, as given there in the book, is that ATP is called energy currency. ATP is known as energy currency. ATP is known as energy currency. Why is it energy currency? Okay, why is it compared with energy? I mean your currency. As you know that currency means money, which is very important for buying all the things there. So whatever the desire we have, okay, whatever we want to do in our materialistic life, we need to have money. We need to have currency. Then only it is possible. Similarly, there in the body also, there in the cells also, so many metabolic activities are there, so many reactions are there, so many activities are there which are to be carried out. So these activities are possible only at the expense of this ATP. If there is no ATP, no any activities are possible there in the cells or there in the body. That's why it is exactly the same as currency. That's why ATP is also known as energy currency. All right, then as I was talking about activities, so we have got two types of activities there in the body. As a whole, it is called metabolism, okay, metabolism or metabolic activities. Okay, what is metabolism? First you need to understand. So metabolism means sum total of all the chemical reactions taking place there in the body or there in the cell. Okay, there are so many chemical reactions you see being taken place there in the cells. So sum total of all the chemical reactions taking place there in the body, are called metabolism. Sum total of all the chemical reactions taking place there in the body is called metabolism, which is of two types. They are anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism. See, anabolism and catabolism. So anabolism means it is a constructive type of metabolism. Constructive type. Something gets constructed. Okay, it is a constructive type of metabolism. during which the dry weight of the body increases. You got to understand it. Okay, so it is a constructive type of metabolism during which the dry weight of the body increases. As far as the plant is concerned here, so photosynthesis is an example of anabolism. Okay, photosynthesis is an example of anabolism, during which what happens is that food is constructed. Something is constructed here. What is constructed? Glucose is constructed. That's why it comes under this category. Your photosynthesis comes under your anabolism. Then catabolism is something which is destructive type, which destroys something. Okay, and during which the dry weight of the body decreases. For example, your respiration. So respiration is a catabolism. Okay, it is a catabolic activity during which the food is destructed. So during respiration, what happens? Oxygen going into the cell, the food which is there in the cell will be burned, will be destroyed to produce energy. So this is a catabolism. That's why sometimes we even use a word called catabolic process. Your respiration is also defined as a catabolic process by which by which what happens, by which oxygen taken into the cell will oxidize the food to produce energy. So this is how we find the two types of metabolism, that is anabolism and catabolism. All right. Then other thing that you need to understand as given there in the book is your respiration and burning. Respiration versus burning here. Respiration versus combustion. Respiration versus combustion. Combustion or burning. Okay, respiration versus combustion, that you also have to understand here. Respiration, as I've told you, is a process by which oxygen is taken in to oxidize the food and to release energy, and along with the release of energy, carbon dioxide and water are also produced. Similarly, combustion is also the one which requires oxygen. There are many similarities. Both the processes are not possible in the absence of oxygen. They require oxygen. Okay, and in both the cases, something is burned. Something is burned to produce energy. Okay, but there are some differences here. So I'll tell you one or two points of differences between respiration and combustion. So respiration is a cellular process, whereas this combustion or burning is non-cellular process. Okay, so here the energy produced here in the case of respiration is heat and ATP, whereas here it is heat and light energy only, where here heat is not, light is not produced. So here in respiration enzyme is needed, whereas combustion does not need enzyme. Okay, there are many other points of differences there in the book given. You please see them. Okay, and we have already discussed about them also there. Okay, so this is how we have the introductory session of this chapter called respiration in plants. Today we'll do only this much and we'll continue in the next session. Thank you very much.